Coming in hot. Coming in hot. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. We got a bit of a mixed bag for you today. We're going to do a mail time, which I didn't even know I really had until I got up a minute ago, and I was like, hey, I've got a package here. So we're going to share that with you guys because this is interesting, and I have a bit of an announcement with that. And I want to fill you guys in on where we are at with the entrance fee money that we're trying to raise so we could sponsor a class, me and you, for Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0. We'll get our spot and we'll get our chance to try to go fast and do well in the hot rod class in 2023. So first and foremost, before we jump into this package stuff, I would like to do this. I put up a link for donations because there's a couple guys that requested it, and then I've had people show up to the party and actually donate. So I'm not going to read the amount of money that has been donated. We will read it as a total together, but I would like to read the names to recognize you guys because it is very cool. It's the first time I've really reached out to the community, and I was like, man, I could use some help. Just to get out to the race is a tall order, and then to stack an additional like 1,500 just to enter the thing is like, you know, but where there's a will, there's a way. And Goonies never say die. You guys know that if you watch this channel long enough. So let me rip through these real quick. And I know I've already said a couple of you guys on here, but I'm just going to say it again because I really appreciate it. So for donations for Rocky Mountain Race Week entrance or sponsorship, it's not even an entrance fee at this point. We've got Dennis Allen. Thank you very much. Joey Plyler. I probably butchered it again. This other one, this dude, I have no idea what your last name is, brother. It is... I didn't even try, and then I'm probably going to butcher your first name too. It's E-A-P-E-N. Epen. E-A-P-E-N. Yes, that's what I'm going with. So sorry about that, but I do actually appreciate you. I'm sorry that my reading level is so poor that I look like a complete idiot. I'm sorry about that. And the last one, at least this one's easy. This is where my reading level is. Jay Watson. See? Bam, boom. Just a couple syllables, and then I've got a hold of it. Also, I'm just going to total all this stuff together so you guys know where we're at. I have it's called a waffle is what people call these things, but I've got a 6-liter over there. I have like 3 spaces left to move on that, so I'm going to count my chickens before they hatch and assume that we're going to make the full amount total on that motor over there. And then on top of that, I sold, I had a backup 6-liter that was sitting here that I was going to run before I got the 6.2 that's in the car now. And then I covered it up and hid it for myself so I would never sell it because I'm like, I need to have a backup engine. Well, you know, desperate times call for desperate measures, so we're not back up, schmack up. I've sent that thing, well, it's technically in my car, but that thing's going to another home when I pull it out from mock-up. So that thing's sold. I sold some other car parts. And that brings us to a grand total right now, drum roll, bing, of $1,804.15. So thank you to everybody that's helping so far. The goal to get in, or the amount I need to actually enter and sponsor, is $2,000 is what we're looking to raise. I still am working on the merch, but because I have the motor thing that we're doing over there on Instagram, I don't want to try to do too many things at a time. And then when you're doing stuff like that, I want to make sure I'm transparent and fair and I keep all my ducks in a row. With that thing being close to complete, then we can move on. And I just have to send the stickers off. I'm waiting on a t-shirt design where I'm going to run that Malibu cartoon, but I hired the guys to do a background for it for a shirt. So the sticker won't have the background, but the shirt will have a background. So I think that that's the plan for that. And then we have the Bego and all the other stuff, and then the poster that I showed you guys last time. So we are super close. I know that we're going to get there. I'm just going to say it now that we're going to raise enough to sponsor a class at Rocky Mountain Race Week. So thank you everybody for your help. And then keep it coming. I'm going to bring the merch out. We're going to do the damn thing because I still need gas and food and everything else, you know, and I'm a one-man band, one-man show. I'm going come hell or high water, but I figured, you know, I would open it up to you guys to help me as much as you'd like to, or as much as you don't want to. With that being said though, when we sponsor the class, I get to put a sticker on every single car at Rocky Mountain Race Week. So I think I'll put up a couple ideas, and then I'm going to put the vote out to you guys on the channel because that's what it's all about. It's about you guys helping me and me getting out there, and then, you know, we're doing this thing together. So I consider all of you guys, honestly, my team, because I don't have anybody else. I just build cars. I'm here by myself all the time, and I talk to my camera more than I talk to actual people, which is kind of sad now that I said that out loud. But I know you guys are on the other side of the camera, so we'll put the vote out for that. So when I sponsor, then they ask for artwork, that's what we're going to run, and I can't wait. So it'll be on the shirts that they print up, and then we'll get stickers on everybody's car, and that really is amazing. So thank you, everybody. I want to keep you guys posted. Like I said, I want to try to be transparent with all these things. I don't want to call specific dollar amounts and numbers that people are donating, because I feel like that's kind of rude. Unless you want to be a baller and you give a bunch of money, you're like, tell everybody that I gave you $10,000, and I'll be like, I got you. I can do that. But other than that, I appreciate every cent that comes my way. So it's, you know, it's just as important for fractional amounts as it is for large ones, because it all goes to the same place, and it's going to get us to the event. So one more quick side note. A big shout out to my boy Happel. So I did the pre-order, bought my sloppy merch, and then he threw in a bunch of extra fun stuff. And then there's an item on here. I'm not going to spoil it, but you guys are going to see it on the channel because it's fun. And I got my super sweet hat. I bought my son a hat, and then I got myself the old sweatshirt-a-roo. I worked on the Malibu a bit. I've got the turbo mounted. We're going to knock a headlight out, so that is my final answer with that. And then I got some double slips from JMD Tubes. So they actually just whipped these up and made them while I was there. So that's pretty rad. And price was comparable to buying stuff off the internet, at least for what I'm doing over here. And that's good enough for what we're doing. So I got 2 of these, and then I'm waiting on solid engine mounts. I ordered solid engine mounts. So when those show up, we will solidly mount the engine, and then I have the turbo mount in place, and then I can run the pipes. And then once we do that, I can cut it free and then make some sort of support, because right now it's like these big ass plates and they're like ugly, and I don't want that as part of my whole hot side. I figure we could get the tubing to hold majority of the weight, and then we'll just get some strut, like little legs or something off the deal. We'll see what we have laying around if I gotta pick something up, and that way we can do it clean, like bolt the thing down and then make it simple. Because right now it's a monster, and initially I was like, we'll just weld it like this, but it's like, we'll see. We can do better than that. So let's move on to this awesomeness here. I got a package today. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when it was going to show up. And this is courtesy, well, I bought this stuff, but I bought it through my boy Ryan Jans, so thank you very much, brother. And it came straight to me from these guys. Where are they at? Right here. Oh, of course we can't even see it through the sticker. vsracing.net. So VS is a friend of the channel. They're the ones that got me hooked up with that big old turbo over there between Ryan and Bryn. They basically decided to send me that. Mostly it was Ryan pushing it, but Bryn's like, he agreed with Ryan that that would be a good turbo for what we're trying to do. And then I reached back out, and I've had some conversations, and I was like, man, I would love to put you guys on the car and do all the stuff, but I'm like, you know, we need to get you on the Bago. Like, we'll just get you on the whole program. So this is not Bago stuff, but I think we are gonna have some Bago stuff coming. So VS Racing is a friend of the channel. If you need anything from VS, you can reach out to Ryan Jans, Tampa Bay Performance. He's a dealer, and you can buy from him, or Summit, or anywhere the VS Racing stuff is sold. So let's start with this. So I've got the clamp and the flange for that big boy turbo that I got. It's a 5-inch. It's a 5-inch Mamma Jamma. So, and then I don't know if this is like the Miramon style. I think the style is a little weird. It's not. I don't believe it's just a straight up like V band. Look at that hog, dude. Jeez. And then I got the band for that. So we'll need that when we get to the exhaust side of things. And we've got this dude here. This should be, these are all turbo components if you're wondering. And you could probably guess what they are. This one's probably not too fancy, but I'll show you guys anyway. And honestly, the funny part about this one is I've never really run one, which is kind of hilarious. So it is, oh, let's see it. I'm gonna show it. Ta-da! VS Racing blow-off valve. So typically, I kept the boost low. I didn't really care. I didn't run one. And when I put that big giant intercooler on my car, that ended up having a blow-off valve welded to it. But other than that, I was pushing like 10, maybe 15 pounds. I've never really gone over 15 pounds in the car. So I figured, I don't care. Blow off, schmo off, right? But this go around, we're gonna do things a little more correctly, I guess you could say. Plus, I have a nicer turbo that I don't want to really backfeed anything through it or mess stuff up. And I'll just quit being a knucklehead because VS is helping and Ryan's helping me out. We might as well do it properly when you have people like that helping you out and backing you up. So this one is cool. I want to share this with you mainly. This is really what I wanted to show and showcase. This is the new. Woo-wee. Look at that. Look at that sexiness. Dang, it's even branded. Boom. So this is a wastegate, but this is the new Gen 3 50mm wastegate from VS. And this is a piston style wastegate, so it doesn't have the diaphragm. It has a piston in here. So this will work with CO2. You're not going to freeze and blow the diaphragms out and all that other stuff. We will probably, I wanted to look into the blow-off valve-based boost control that I watched a sloppy interview with, I can't think of the guy's name right now, but super smart. That guy's Evans Tuning. Whew, that guy, if you ever want to feel dumb, listen to that guy talk. Jeez, it's like talking to Ryan too. You're like, oh man, I need to go back to school or something. But he was talking about blow-off valve-based boost control, which is kind of cool. But honestly, at this point in life, I don't want to mess with it. So we'll just, we'll run these, we'll run springs in it, do the 3-port dance, whatever. But I've got 2 of these. So not just one, but I got another box in here with 2. So it is a dual scroll turbo. We are feeding each side individually. So you have to be able to let exhaust out on each side individually. So big shout out and thank you to Ryan Jans. I wanted to showcase VS and let everybody know they are a friend of the channel. They've always been gracious to me and awesome. I've talked to Vrin a couple times, and if you have questions and things, usually he's one of the dudes that answers when you call, so it's pretty cool. But for the most part, basic questions, info, you can find all that stuff on the net. Like, what turbo should I run? If that's your question, 78, 75, whatever the newest gen is on that, that will do you plenty fine. If you're going for big horsepower, other things like that, or you have some donkey weird application, you could probably reach out. But other than that, just go 78, 75. That's what I probably should have done forever ago, but I didn't. So that, I think, is pretty much that. I'm gonna put my goodies away, and then my son, we got him signed up. He wanted to try hip-hop dancing, so we have to go to the hip-hop dancing classes. He's been doing it for a couple weeks now, and it's funny because a lot of guys, like, I'll go in there and he's one of the only boys in there. There's a couple other that'll come in here or there, and I could just hear the dad's like, oh, your kid does dance classes? Well, at his age, if you watch the boy move around, or even the other kids in the class, because it's a beginner's class, they could all use the rhythm and the coordination and the exercise. When you do jumping jacks, and you jump straight up and down and you move your arms, but the legs stay like this, they don't do the jumping jack portion of it, you might want to look into doing a basic hip-hop dancing class, and they can help you out with your jumping jacks and some of your coordination and rhythm. And that'll benefit him throughout his life if he wants to do sports or whatever else under the sun. You need some sort of coordination, rhythm. You need to know where your limbs are and how to move things around. And it's just fun. It's fun to watch them all bebop around and be kids. So I'm gonna wrap this up, get out of here. We're gonna have a good time, and then we're gonna bring you guys back. I'm gonna get on, as soon as I get those solid mounts, we're gonna make the plumbing portion, because I have all the stainless and everything I need here to get the turbo mounted. We picked the spot, we just need to plumb it in, we'll put the mounts on, and then exhaust portion, and then it's on the cold side. We're looking pretty good. I'm gonna need a transmission, I'm gonna need a motor here pretty sooner than later, but we'll get it all done, and I'll bring you guys along. And I can't wait to go to Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0 2023. You and I are going, we're sponsoring a class, we're bringing the Malibu, and hopefully we can kick some ass this year. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.